About 2 months ago, I got this Matco 2S roller cabinet on the bottom, the 55-inch one, and the Williams Professional top chest. I was looking for a long time on Craigslist for a used Snap-on or Matco or Matbox, and I really wasn't able to find anything that I was looking for the right price anyway. And I eventually came across this Matco 2S deal. It was they only had it in white. They were running a special, and I got it for cheaper than I would have paid for a used box, and gave me what I was looking for, but they don't sell top chest for it. It's not available. So I looked around, and the one I was focusing on, because it fit exactly the right way, Snap-on sells a classic 78. It's called the I think a KLA 2410 or KRA 2410. Anyway, it's a Snap-on classic, and they want $4,000 for that thing, and I couldn't find anything used, and I wasn't about to pay $4,000. So I kept looking, and I found Williams, the Snap-on's industrial brand, and from all I could tell, looked exactly like the classic box from Snap-on. The main difference I saw was the specs on the rating, the drawer capacity, 75 pounds for the Williams, which isn't very much. Compare that to the 120 that Snap-on was listing for the classic box. And the more I dug into it, I found the part numbers of the slides are exactly the same, Snap-on part numbers. Metal thickness is the same. Everything, the way it's built, exactly the same. And so I took a chance, went ahead and ordered it, got it from Zorro. I got the 25% off coupon, and with shipping and taxes and everything, I think it was about $1,600. So anyway, that was affordable compared to what I was looking at anyway. And so I now have this box. It's replacing, I had this Craftsman set up along with several Craftsman boxes. All my tools were falling out. I had stuff hanging on the walls. So spent some time organizing this thing, and I wanted to show you guys what I have. And so I'll just start from the top. In the top, basically I just keep things like torque wrenches. These are 1/4 inch Proto torque wrenches. The 1/2 inch one below it. I've got a Hilti, that's a roto drill. A Makita, a grinder. And in the very back there, you can see I've got a power strip. That did not come with the box. I had to order that separate from Snap-on. It was about $80 or something like that. But it allowed me to plug in a few things like this DeWalt drill, a couple little things. Anyway, and by the way, the latch for the lock is right here. So if you lock the top, you got to lock this. This will lock all the drawers, but that's the mechanism they use. Okay, going down one drawer. In here, I have things like a couple staplers, including a T59 for cabling, some glue sticks. I just keep different things in these cigar boxes, like drill bits, that sort of thing. Down below that, essentially it's all my pliers. I've got these Toolbox Widget holder things that work pretty well. I mean, all the pliers are all different sizes, so it's tough to make a holder that'll fit things really well, but I think it does a reasonable job. Got some just channel lock. Behind that, I've some Klein electrical tools, different Craftsman locking, some tile tools. This is just a nail puller. It's called the Nail Hunter. It's one of my favorite tools. And these are mostly Craftsman, just needle noses, that sort of thing. Got Klein. This is for wiring. Oil filter stuff from channel lock. And then these are mostly Wiss tin snips, that sort of thing. So it does an okay job organizing. I think those Toolbox Widget work pretty well. Over here on the top, this is mostly just my jumbo SAE type of tools. I've got a different mix of things in here. I've got a couple of Protos, got an Armstrong in here, an open-end Armstrong, some Craftsman, and these larger jumbo Craftsman combination style wrenches, and then some crescent type of wrenches, adjustables. This is a Craftsman, this is a crescent wrench. This drawer here is my 3/4 inch socket stuff. The ratchets are Craftsman, the extensions are Craftsman. My SAE stuff is Craftsman. It goes up to 1 3/4. I do have a smaller, this is a Armstrong S1 13/16. And then this is Proto. It goes up to 34 millimeter Proto. And I've got the Westling trays. For all my sockets, I ended up getting Westling trays. Next drawer down, this is just screwdrivers, mostly Craftsman stuff. I have a Klein screwdriver in here along with a really old Fleet Tools USA from I don't know when. And then a couple picks, and got my Phillips stuff back here, mostly Craftsman Phillips stuff. Next drawer down is Torx. The Craftsman, this is just regular Torx. Back here, this is that security WEHA security, and then these little miniature ones are WEHA, along with a Craftsman and a couple loose keys. Back here, I just have really the only place I could fit it is some wood chisels, old Craftsman wood chisels. Over here, this is my 1/2 inch socket drawer. On the left, I've got, this is most of the stuff is Craftsman. I have a few other brands mixed in, but the 6-point and 12-point goes from 1/2 inch to 1 1/4. And then the deep stuff, 6 and 12-point, mostly Craftsman, a few snap-ons mixed in. And then the metric side, everything on the right is metric. I've got the 6-point and 12-point. This is snap-on, this is Craftsman. And then 6 and 12-point deep. Goes from 9 millimeter up to 32. Got a few swivels back here. Those are snap-on swivels. Most of these hexes are Craftsman, and this one in the back is one of the few Mac tools I have. This is an 18 millimeter one I got for a wheel I was working on, motorcycle wheel. The impact stuff I have, standard stuff is mostly Craftsman, although the larger stuff is Cornwell, and then metric is a set of snap-ons. And then my wrench is a Craftsman wrench. And I recently, when I got the box, I got this Matco, it's a little bit longer than my current one, and the thread or the tooth count's way finer. It's got a really nice mechanism, but essentially I just got that like a month ago. And then the breaker bar is an old Craftsman breaker bar. Down below that, I've got my 3/8 inch stuff, again on Westling trays. On the right, I've got some Proto torque wrenches. Right here, this is just some 8-point stuff. And then starting over here on the left, I've got, this is actually the low profile, the snap-on low profile. And then these ones back here, these are just some magnetic ones from Snap-on. Then I've got Craftsman 6-point and 12-point shallow. Snap-on goes gets 5/16 to 1 inch for the semi-deep. And then I've got some 6 and 12-point, mostly Craftsman SAE. And then on the metric side, I've got the low profiles, and then 6 and 12-point shallows, and then the semi-deeps again from Snap-on goes up to 20 millimeter. Over here, these are going up to 21. And then the deeps, 6 and 12-point deeps, mostly Craftsman. I've got some plugs, 4-point plug type of sockets, along with some swivels, standard and metric from Snap-on. Mostly Craftsman spark plug stuff. And then over here, I've got the Torx, and then some standard and metric hex stuff. Over here to the left, I've got my 1/4 inch sockets, my ratchets, Craftsman, and then just a Craftsman driver. And then mostly Craftsman. I got on the left is SAE, got 6 and 12-point shallow, and then the Snap-on semi-deep. And over here, the 6 and 12-point, mostly Craftsman. Although these ones over here, this is an SK, got some SKs in here. And then on the metric side, 6 and 12 plate shallow, mostly Craftsman, Snap-on semi-deep, 6-point Craftsman for the deeps, and then these are Proto, mostly Proto, the 12 points, the deeps. And then I've got some Snap-on swivels for standard and metric, and then some hex, standard, metric, and then Torx over here, along with some magnetic ones. In the back, I've got Craftsman bit holder, along with, I just got this Snap-on ratcheting one. And then back here, this is Ulsa tools. I like the way these things organize. They're magnetic, and they just hold things, I think, pretty well. Best I could find anyway. All right, now down to the Matco box. One thing I wanted to mention is Williams, when they send you the box, and Snap-on, if you buy the Snap-on Classic version, they just send you one slide per drawer. So they give the ability to buy new slides. You can add additional ones pretty easily. It costs like $42, something from Snap-on. The slides are exactly the same, regardless of which brand you have. And they pop right in. It's pretty easy. So I did that on this drawer here, which I think has a little about 100 pounds in it. This 1/2-inch drawer, I've got more than 100 pounds in here. So, you know, depending on whether you believe Williams, which would say this now has a capacity of 150 pounds, I believe Snap-on it's 240, but either way, in the heavier drawers, I figured it was a smart idea to double up. The Matco box, the 2S, comes with this top drawer, has doubles from the factory. I have wrenches in here. This is my SAE wrenches. It's not as heavy as sockets would be if I had this thing stuffed with sockets. So I don't think I'm really stressing this thing out. But essentially, most of the stuff in here is Craftsman. I've got these older swivel types of wrenches with a socket on the end. Back here, these are 12-point wrenches. And I have the Toolbox Widget stuff where you can, you know, put the what size everything is. So, you know, 1/4 inch up to 1 1/4. For the this is Craftsman. This is stubbies, goes up to 1 inch, and then back here flare wrenches. These are all Craftsman open ends, and then these are 12-point Craftsman combination wrenches. Got some tappet wrenches and midget wrenches, all Craftsman. I do have some of these stubby ratcheting wrenches from Snap-on. This is a 1/4 inch and then a 5/16. I love those things. They're really smooth. And then these are the Craftsman ratcheting ones, which, you know, work fine, but they're kind of clunky compared to the Snap-on, of course. They're a lot cheaper, but, you know, I think you get a finer mechanism with that. And then these are stubby Craftsman double box. And these are older ones. I inherited these from my uncle when he passed away. I think he got these in the 50s, because some of these wrenches don't even have the V or the VV or any kind of marking on them as far as the age would be concerned. And I think those might even be from before the 50s. But really nice. They feel good in the hand. They're not the most heavy duty. You know, you wouldn't want to bang on this with a hammer or anything like that. But for normal jobs, it's really nice to use. And then these ones on the right, I got these, they were on special at Sears when I guess they were closing them out. And I was kind of surprised when I got them home. It said made in France, which is kind of unusual from something you would get from Sears. Turns out they're made by a company called Facom, which still makes these wrenches. They offer them in a Taiwan version and a France version if you want it, but they're kind of hard to get here in the States. But anyway, this is a set that I like quite a bit, and you just don't see those around very much. My metric drawer, same thing. I've got the metric version of those angled socket wrenches from Sears. And then over here, these are Matco torque adapters. And then I've got the matching set, the metric version of these older Craftsman style double box. And this is more the 1990s version that I had before I inherited these. I think I got those in the 90s sometime. And then I have a set of the metric side of the stubby Snap-on ratcheting wrenches, and they're pretty nice. I like them quite a bit. And then crow's feet. And then over here I've got the 6-point wrenches, combination wrenches, open-ended Craftsman. Midgets are Craftsman. Most of these ratcheting ones right here are Craftsman. I have a few Snap-ons mixed in. And then the 12 points basically go from 6 to 26. And I've got some of the jumbo ones over in the Craftsman box off to the left. And then here's just the stubbies, 22 millimeter, and some more midgets. All right, the next drawer, I've got nut drivers and hex keys. Off here to the left, these are the standard size. These Weehaws over here are metric, and then these little Weehaw ones, those are little 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter stuff. And then here's a set of keys, just loose keys in there. And then the stubbies, I've got the standard and the metric, and I've got a couple of Craftsman, Snap-on 10 and 12 millimeter nut driver. I got an 8 around somewhere. I don't know where it is right now. And then I've got the regular Craftsman standard and metric size with this one right here is a Klein. Next drawer down is my hammer drawer. A lot of the stuff in here is Craftsman. I've got basically an S-wing, some drywall hammer, some wooden, rubber mallets. These new ones, these Matcos, these dead blows. I just got those when I got the box, little baby sledgehammers and old rubber mallets, that sort of thing. Body work type of hammer. Down below that, this is mostly plumbing stuff. These are mostly rigid. Got some Fuller pipe wrenches, rigid cutters, a rigid reamer. This here is a leak gauge for gas pipe and a threading tool, mostly for gas pipe work that I've done, and just cutters. So this is basically where I keep my plumbing stuff. Next drawer down, I keep just grinding wheels, different things like pneumatic parts, and here I got like bolt removers, nut cracker type of stuff. In here, some more nut remover, like stuck nut remover and punches. And then over here, this is just a bottle of paint that Matco gave. One thing I wanted to show you guys is the pads in Matco. I really like these quite a bit. You can see it's really kind of mushy, and you can see my fingerprint. But it comes back, like if you come back in an hour or two, even if you put something heavy on there, remove it, it flattens right back out, and it keeps things from sliding around really well compared to the Williams one up there that it's kind of hard and doesn't do a very good job of keeping things in place. Next drawer down is the power drawer, but I really don't use it as a power drawer. I don't have many battery power tools. I have mostly corded tools and pneumatic tools, that sort of thing. But so in this drawer, I just keep, I have some hole saws and mostly just drywall, cement, tile type of stuff. I have a rebar bender in there, that sort of thing. And the bottom drawer, just keep a few corded tools, heat gun, a couple different types of Dremels, an old Craftsman drill, and this is just a drywall gun, screws. Down here is a crown stapler. That's a pneumatic one. So anyway, that's I think that's all the drawers. But so far I like it. I mean, it's a big upgrade from what I had, the type of boxes I had earlier, which was a lot lighter, flimsier. The slides are all tweaked, whereas I think these slides should hold up really well. The metal gauge thickness is just really good compared to what I had before. The Matco calls this 2S their entry-level box, which is fine by me because it's more heavy-duty enough than than what I had before by far. So I'm happy with it. It should last a really long time. This top box, same thing from Williams. It's very sturdy, thick metal. The slides work really well. I mean, this thing took me and 3 other guys to lift it on top here. It's a really heavy box, so it should hold up really well over time. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. By the way, I got on the bottom, I just have some pads on the bottom just to level it out because my garage is a bit of a grade to it. But anyway, take care, guys.